Hey guys, welcome back to Mo's Game Table. Today we're going to take a look inside D100 Space, a solo adventure game. This is a game designed by Martin Knight and is published by MK Games. Well, this was a nice surprise around Christmas time. I'm way behind getting this out on the channel, but longtime channel friend Brian Patterson had sent each of us something from Whiskey Charlie. Something to Kev, something to Nate, and this was what he sent to me. We had talked about this game a little bit. He was, I guess, feeling it out, seeing if I'd be interested in it. So he sent me a copy of it. And it is definitely something that will interest me because it's a solitaire RPG. You can get this down on the table. You can play as the captain of your own spaceship and you travel through space in search of fame and fortune and everything else and seeing what kind of adventures and what kind of trouble you can get in along the way. You can also expand the game a little bit more, which he has done, but right now I will be happy just to play using the book, a pencil and paper, and some dice, just to check it out. If I really dig it that much, I'll probably do a deep dive like he has as well. So let's take a closer look through the book and see what this is all about. This is a 110-page full-color book. Dig that image right on the inside of the front cover. And you can see here these other books by Martin Knight. D100, you've got PDF and print books, D100 Dungeon Accessories, and then the D100 Space books, which is this book right here, which was just printed in 2022. Then there's some accessories. You have a mapping game, tracker, implants, and patches, which is where you can expand the game out to be almost like a board game rather than just a pen and paper game with running your dice. And you've got a pretty extensive table of contents here giving you all the different sections, all the page numbers for everything that you're going to be using. And the rules themselves look like they go up to about page 34, and then you have drawing your maps, which is going to be how you're going to move throughout the system itself. So it's not a tremendous amount of rules, like 30 some odd pages, when you have a 110-page rule book. So we start off here before playing your first game, gives you some advice, and then you have your dice, your abbreviated dice modifiers, D10 and D100, the D3, natural die rolls, creating your captain, characteristics, career path, race, skill bonus, and equipment. Finishing touches, then you have abilities, mighty blow, perfect aim, cybercon, patches, tests, implants. Really cool images in this book. And you can see these different little examples that are in call-out boxes here to help you understand the different concepts for all the rules. Automatic failure and success for your XP tracks. A couple of examples like I just talked about. Primary and adjusted characteristics. Armor, energy shields, defense, damage, health points, weapons and armor, strength, dexterity, and intelligence. Then we have reputation, karma points, and life points. Equipping your items, armor, weapons, energy shield, utility items, utility belt checks. Gotta love that. Get a little call to Batman for me with the utility belt. I love that. Armor damage, combat track, +5 skill rewards, +1 pip rewards, primary HP rewards, rep karma and life awards. Then combat starts on page 16. Breakdown of the rounds, all the actions you can do. The enemy characteristics, that is a pretty cool image right there. And then a breakdown of the enemy characteristics for you. Another great image. Then we get to these starships on page 21. Different models, salvage, tech levels, cargo space, drive thrusters, fuel tanks, mods, jump speed, power generation, power level, you name it, it's got it. Enemy starship characteristics, and then the space combat routes. So not just ground combat, you're also going to have space combat, which is pretty awesome. And again, another awesome image right there. Moving within a star system. You will be traveling around space. You're not just going to be getting in a ship and doing just simple combat. You're going to actually be moving from location to location, which I think is also really cool because that helps drive the narrative and get you more invested in your character and the storyline. Ship systems beginning to play here on page 26. Operations, types of operations, new captains, rolling for operations, performing your space missions. All that is explained to you. Then you have your performing an away mission. Just don't wear a red shirt when you do so, because you probably won't make it back. Different instructions on the areas. Time track, the effects of oxygen, the effects of night vision, effects of rations. After an away mission. Supplies, training droids, cybercon, cargo docks, shipyard, mission board, passenger lounge, crew hire and fire, unforeseen costs, because, you know, you're going to be running a ship, you're going to have to pay a crew, you're going to have to pay for costs to repair your ship, keep it fueled, things like that. Then we get into drawing the maps, so that way it breaks down how to draw the different maps as you traverse along in your story. Different types of armor, bad events. These are all going to be tables that are going to help you in your story. So I'm just going to kind of flip through them real quick. I'm not going to spend the entire time looking at tables because a table is a table. There's facilities, geographic locations, details, implants, your kit, lucky events, modifications, operations. A lot of information here that'll be randomly decided upon by die rolls. So quite a bit of story that this can generate. I'm really looking forward to checking this out. This is going to be a lot of fun, I think. Type of game where you just sit down, roll some dice, keep track of all your actions on the paper, and let the theater of the mind go to work and create a really cool story for yourself. And that is a look through D100 Space, a solo adventure game. This is a game designed by Martin Knight and is published by MK Games. Like I said, this was sent to me thanks to Brian Patterson, a good friend of mine and good friend of the channel's, who has graciously sent myself, Nate, and Kev gifts for Christmas. Really appreciate that. I apologize for not getting this done sooner. I've been kind of snowed under with a bunch of different things, and I'm trying to get my backlog cleared away, which is not moving as quickly as I'd like to, but I'm working on it. And this is one of the games that I've really been meaning to get a quick video shot so I can share that with you, and thank Brian for sending this to me. Like I said, this looks like a fun sit down, get your paper, get your dice, read through the book, run through the tables, and let the narrative unfold in front of you. And depending on the type of gamer you are, some gamers want the really deep action and they need to be really fully engaged in that way with components on the board and things like that to get them wrapped up into it. I really can dig into a game where it engages my mind. I don't necessarily need the components. Obviously, the components are really nice, but if you give me a great story and I just got to roll dice, look up tables, and I'm following it on paper, and I'm drawing out maps and things like that, I definitely will enjoy it if it engages me. And this looks like it's going to be a really engaging game. You can play it any way you want. You could play as the starship captain out there to try to get bounties, maybe, or hunt down bad guys. Or be like Firefly and just run around like Malcolm Reynolds, job to job, and just keep flying. So it really gives you a nice big sandbox to play around in. I've heard nothing but good things about D100 Dungeon, so I expect that this will be very similar. So definitely looking forward to checking it out and seeing how long I can survive as a starship captain. Well, I hope that helps you guys out if you've been curious about this one. If you have any comments or questions, post them down below. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.